You talk about your love for the Pacers, also love for the Lakers. Won a chip with the Lakers in 2010.
Yes, sir.
That thrilling Game 7. Remember, you did your thing in that game. You had
Love
two
the
stints
Lakers.
with the Lakers during your career. First was in 2009 after the Lakers won their first of back-to-back chips. So what do you remember from your first conversation with Kobe after you joined the Lakers?
It was weird because, like, I played really well in Houston. I was averaging 25 against them in the playoffs, so I played really well. And that year in Houston, I was at Sacramento. I said, hey, you know, this is my last year. I don't have a lot of options because, you know, my image and I don't have a lot of options. I can't go many places. I said, y'all going to re-sign me. And then I don't want to get much into it because I just don't want to get much into it. So, you know, so after I knew something wasn't going to happen, I said, okay, I want to go back to Indiana. So I said, okay. No, actually, I wanted to try to go to the Knicks. I was going to go to the Knicks, actually, that year. But then something happened that I don't necessarily want to talk about because it's big news. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
So something happened with the Knicks. So that was gone. Donnie Walsh went back to the Knicks. We had that history in Indiana. So it was you know, why bring Metta back when we already had history. So then that didn't happen. So New York, Knicks, Indiana, then the Pistons. And I tried to go to the Pistons because I felt like that was just seeing art. It's going to be some gangster shit. You know, this shit's going to be gangster shit. You know what I mean? But to tell you the truth, like, I felt like if I can't go to New York and if I can't go to Indiana, because I wanted to go to Indiana first, the next logical for excitement, I'm always trying to do something like change my name. It's just Panthers fan, Metta World Peace. I just get bored quick. So I figured if I go to the Pistons, that shit would just be fire. You know, and I'll let people know I tried to go back to Indiana. Well, you know, they were scared of that. Joe Dumars was like, nah. I'm like, you know, I know people in the city. I know people everywhere, all over the hoods, everywhere in the city. I'm good. So when that didn't happen,
He like, fuck it.
I love that.
it would have been dope. But the Lakers called me at 12:01. First call I got. So I'm at the SLS right here.
A great hotel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with my boys. The Lakers called me. The Lakers called my agent. I was with David Bauman at the time. And they were like, the Lakers want to speak to you. And I was like, for fucking what? Pardon my language and on national television, whatever. But
No, we curse on this.
I know y'all do. I typically don't, but I'm with you guys, so whatever. But I'm like, for fucking what? Because, you know, I just got finished playing against Kobe. I don't want to play with Kobe. You know, I also had, I told the story before. King James called also. I was supposed to go to the Cavs. But I want to play against these dudes. I want to play against these dudes, but it was literally my only option. I had no more options. You know what I mean? It was minimum. It was minimum. Name somebody averaging 25 in their prime against a championship team that's getting to mid-level. So that's the situation I was in. You know what I mean? So the next morning I met with Dr. Buss. He said, you know, sorry, I'm not gonna be able to pay you what you deserve or whatever, but we'd love to have you on this team. I said, fine. And then I got the call from Kobe. But it was a hell of a journey, man. LA, man, I love LA.
So what was that first call with Kobe like? As Kobe told the story that he basically told you, you can't be on no bullshit out here, you gotta be ready to go.
Yeah, that was there. Yeah, he did say that. He was like, don't be like doing, you know, I don't know, I was rapping, I was changing my name, all this. He leave all that shit out.
Leave all that shit there,
He was really serious too. You can hear it in his voice.
From New York, right? Yeah. He's from New York. What's your top five?
You can hear it in his voice. Yeah. Leave that shit at the door. So let's shift back to your time in LA. But I want to go prior to that too. I remember that 2009 playoff series, Rockets Lakers. You and Kobe kind of got into it. I think he might have elbowed you in the throat at one point. Y'all got into each other's faces. So for you, what was it like playing against Kobe and then being on a teammate with him and being able to win a championship?
It was great, man. It was two stints. One when he was like trying to win. Then when I was with Nick, he was like pretty much out.
Yeah.
He was hurt. He was having fun. But playing against him, it was tough, man. I tried my hardest, you know, and he would just go to work. Like maybe I did have some success sometimes, but I would say like LeBron 75% of the time he got me. Kobe, I would say like 60%, maybe 70% of the time that I played against Kobe. Like, you know, he just went to work. He wasn't that quick, but he could shoot. He was quick enough. He was strong enough. So it was hard to stop it. You know, he can shoot from, if you pick him at the three-point line, even back then, he had stepped 2 feet beyond the three-point. Now you get up on him, he got just enough moves to go to work on your ass, right? So it was difficult. And then when I played with him, I mean, he didn't guard me much also. I was a little heavier than Kobe. But when I played with him, it was incredible. I remember I thought I was the hardest worker on my team. I always tried to outwork everybody. When I got with Kobe in 2009-10, I was like, wow. He would be in the gym at 6 a.m., like serious. Actually, there at 5:30 because he's starting at 6. So then he's showered up in the car by 8:15, like out, done. You know, so that was, and I was like, wow, I understood. I understood. And he was a leader. He was a leader by example. Because he was, you know Kobe, he's going to say something to turn you off.
Right.
He's not going to be nice about it. Fisher was the guy to be like, hey, talk you through it.
This is what he meant.
Yeah.
I know he said, fuck you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
But he ain't really mean
fuck you, motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
I think that was the difference between probably like him and Shaq. Shaq knew how to speak to you.
Yeah.
Kobe like showed you, and then somebody had to buffer that. That was usually Derek Fisher. Like, hold on. You ain't gotta leave. He just.
Oh, yeah.
he said that.
Yeah. He just, you know.
That's his
He hates everybody.
Yeah,
That's just his personality. You know? But he want to see you tomorrow. Show up.
Yeah, show up.
Show up.
So we just watched a Game 7 with the Pacers and the Thunder. You were part of Game 7 2010, like I mentioned, winning the chip with the Lakers against the Celtics. You played the most minutes in that game, 46 minutes for the Lakers. You had 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 steals, hit a big 3 with a minute remaining after Kobe actually passed you the ball to help seal the win for that squad. But what are your favorite memories from that Game 7 in your championship season with the Lakers?
Well, you just never know what to expect with Kobe, honestly. So you just got to be ready, and you're going to either get 2 shots or you might get 10. You don't know, And when you're a volume shooter, if you take shots, out of rhythm, you go 2 for 10. It was games I was 2 for 9, like 1 for 13, but I just don't know. And the fans are like, don't shoot. I'm like, well, I have to shoot because it's a rhythm shot. So I just tried to stay in rhythm. I think from that game, we were down 13 in the third quarter. And, if it wasn't for Fisher, I don't know if we win that game. So this is my only finals. I've never been to the finals. So I'm like, damn, down 13 in the fourth. Like, okay, so what happens now? Fisher comes to the bench. He saw our faces like, we was like, damn. He said, yo. He said, you could be anywhere, but we here down 13. We here down 13. Where would you rather be? It was probably a couple other things. And everybody looking at Fisher because he demands that respect. And that just, right from there, we just stayed locked in, didn't look at the score, and they kept getting tired. And then I looked on the tape, I looked on the tape, and Phil Jackson was like, I think he said, Doc could give it away. Did you see that? Uh-huh. He said he'd give it away in the fourth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Give it away in the fourth. That's fucked up.
I missed that. I didn't even hear that until I watched the tape. They for sure gave it to us. But honestly, I think if Perk was there, it might have been a different game.
If Perk was there?
Yeah.
I think Rasheed Wallace.
Maybe we still won. Maybe we still win. But, it might have been a different game.
For sure. So let's shift
Love
to
that.
Yeah.
Told y'all.
I'm not saying I heard him say something at OKC. I ain't saying he the reason OKC was this and that. I heard that. I heard Perk say that, but he was definitely just like.
Because it shifts his
He did everything the right way.
You got him, KG, it becomes a different lineup.
It was a different lineup, man. It was a different lineup. They beat us at home.
Yeah.
So during a recent episode of his Mind the Game podcast, LeBron gave you some major love, saying you were one of the toughest defenders that he faced, especially early on in his career coming into the league. So for you, what was it like guarding LeBron, and how did his game improve and evolve over the years?
Man, I remember at 15 years old in Chicago, he was there. Like, Jordan was there. Barkley was a little older. He was just getting in shape. But Jordan was going to work. Michael Finley was there. Stackhouse was there. Antoine Walker was in his prime in 1999 or 2000. He was in his prime. So I see LeBron walking to the gym. Everybody was talking about LeBron. I think he was on TV by this time also. So I see him. I didn't play against him his first game, but I watched him. I'm like, damn, 15, 16. I think he was there 2 years in a row, if I'm not mistaken. Then I went up against him, and he was on a fast break, coming full speed just like he do now. And I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna stop him because he's coming full speed. And he was like 225 at this time. So as I tried to grab him, he was still going up, so I put him on the floor. right? So I put him on the floor, and I was like, wow. That was at 15. He was already ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I didn't put him on the floor, he was going right through it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then playing against him, first game, he had 25 against me.
Damn.
25 points, and that was in like, nobody was getting that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, not in my prime, and I was like, yo, this dude is the real deal.
Yeah.
So I always gave it up to him, but when I played against him, I tried to compete. And then I remember him, he gave me 25, and he was like, is this your best defender? He said that to the crowd in Indiana. And I was heated, like I was so heated. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this in my head, I'm like,
Still remember that shit. He still want to lock him up right now. Lace him up, motherfucker. I'm going to show you.
But I had a couple good games against LeBron where I like maybe got the best of him, but not many. Not many.
You body slammed me when I was in Golden State.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. It was going for a loose ball, and you body slammed me. I had to ask Red, what the fuck kind of basketball is this?
I remember
Like, sonny, hey man, sub me the fuck out, man.
I remember your rookie year. Your rookie year, you punched my shit. And you was like, I got that shit.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember that shit. This motherfucker punched my shit. He's like, I got that shit. Talking shit, running the other way. Nah, you put in work, though, all right, man. If you didn't get hurt, Gil, you was putting in work. How was that 60 in the Staples Center, though?
It was fun.
I might have asked you that before we live.
No. It was he was at a disadvantage, right? It's always like, so me and we used to talk shit, right?
You and Kobe?
No. Me and Luke Walton.
Oh.
And Luke Walton, Kobe used to tell Luke Walton, hey, tell him I'm bust his ass. And if he guard me, tell him I'm going 1-4 flat. That used to be like the little thing, right? Tell him I'm going 1-4 flat, right? So, just a typical day. And then I started catching heat with Smush, right? So Smush was getting early, and then Kobe's like, all right, I got him. And I was like, all right, whatever play we call him, 1-4 flat, right? But I'm already kind of like ticking. But the problem is, he don't have Shaq back there no more. You got Mike. Yeah. You got Lamar. You got Kwame Brown back there. Bill Dano. What am I saying?
You could always
I guarded. He was on my team. Like he ain't fouling like that. No, I'm just saying, like, you don't have Shaq that's gonna foul the shit out of you and do all that shit. You don't have the structure back there. So all I know is the rule with him is don't try to do the same move twice. Right? He gonna pick up with the mechanics. So if I'm gonna do something, like if I do right to left this game, right, I know left to right next time. So I already knew that style, like, okay, I gotta. So if you look at the moves, how I'm scoring is all different. Then from there, just keep attacking because he thinks that, all right, if I'm on this side, he's gonna push me down. Like he's playing the structure of the defense, right? Them niggas in the back don't know this, right? They're not smart enough to know if I go past the free throw line, you got to push me down. They got to load over. They don't know that. So all I'm doing is just sitting there waiting. He jump up, gone. That's was that Vladimir back there? Whatever the fuck his name was. He's stupid.
Yeah.
Like so, it was one of those things. Is I know your team ain't that smart this way. So all I did just keep shooting.
And the bow, when you bowed. Were you stunting or was you like out?
No. I had 125 tickets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so then half my high school.
Oh, they were there. You bounced them?
So every time that I came to LA, it was like everybody. It was more because when I was a rookie, we wasn't allowed rookie or second round. I wasn't allowed tickets at home or on the road, right? So it was one of those things. Is hey, Rook, give me them tickets. Like, well, first of all, I don't know nobody, so yeah. But the only ones I demanded was in LA.
And you bowed to them?
Keep my two. In those first couple of years, I didn't have no money to buy any extra. So, so when I signed that deal, everybody get to come to the game. So I had about 100-some people there. So
and you bowed to them?
Bound to.
That's fire.
Because we was all LA Laker fans growing up. So this was. They all got on their Laker gear, so it's,
So I want to talk about something that happened recently. This is for the whole couch, Metta, you as well. So your former Rockets teammate, Tracy McGrady.